For the past month, I've been putting the Jigoo C200 Cordless vacuum cleaner through its paces. It's light, surprisingly powerful, and costs less than 90 euros. In this video, I'll answer the classic question, is it worth buying? The review unit came from Jigoo, where you can pick up this model and plenty of other gadgets. First impressions. Picture a calm, sunny Saturday morning. The alarm clock is barely ringing, a hot coffee waits on the nightstand, and on the doormat lies a small, nondescript parcel. That's how my adventure with the Jigoo C200 began. The box the courier left looked more like footwear packaging than a piece of household tech. I'll admit my inner warning light flashed. Is this really a full vacuum, not just a spare part? If you follow my channel, you know I've tested several stick vacs, and they usually arrive in cartons the size of a soundbar. Curiosity won, so before the coffee cooled, I grabbed a knife and slit the tape. First impression. Packed like Tetris, the main unit wrapped in film, a motorized floor head, telescopic tube, battery, 2 extra tools, a crevice nozzle, and an upholstery brush, plus a wall mount. I paused when I saw the color. The graphite body is neutral and matte, but the brown accents, well, they remind me of 90s decor. Looks are subjective, yet I couldn't help thinking a classic black or even a bold lime green insert would make the C200 look twice as expensive. More important though was the feeling when I lifted the main unit. Lightness. On paper, 2.2 kilograms may not sound special, but in practice it means I can hold the vac in one hand, move a plant pot or check my phone with the other, and my wrist doesn't complain. Assembly, a matter of seconds. Every part snaps together with a pleasant click and stays locked. No manual, no screwdriver. I extended the telescopic tube, clicked on the floor head, and, tiny detail, was greeted by a bright green LED halo. It felt a bit like wielding one of Dyson's latest laser-lit models. The machine in everyday use. After a full charge, the battery shows 100%, and the maker promises 40 minutes of theoretical runtime. Day-to-day in my 62 square meter flat, panels, tiles, and 2 rugs, the power balance looks like this. Normal mode eats roughly 10% of juice in 5 to 6 minutes of solid vacuuming. In other words, a genuine 30 to 32 minutes is achievable if you don't hammer turbo for every breadcrumb. I save turbo for special jobs. Embedded cat hair in a long pile rug, the sandy zone by the balcony door, or dry potting soil spilled by my indoor jungle. The quoted 23 kilopascal suction is no empty spec sheet boast. My confetti test, salt, pepper, tea leaves and paper shreds sprinkled in a neat stripe on the panels, was passed with flying colors. One slow pass picked up everything. A second pass found nothing left behind. The C200 doesn't shove debris sideways, it gulps it at once, which cheaper sticks often fail to do. The motorized head is the evening star. Alongside classic bristles, Jigoo adds soft silicone strips that dive into carpet fibers, lifting dust and crumbs. 35 tiny comb teeth slice hairs continuously, so after a month, I found none of that nasty braid around the brush bar that normally demands scissors. Green LEDs may sound gimmicky, yet one twilight session convinced me. Dust on panels pops like fluorescent powder under UV light. You instantly see what's normally invisible and clean more thoroughly. I've actually switched off the ceiling lamp just to watch that green streak reveal every speck. Ergonomics are spot on. You can twirl the handle in your wrist and the neck lets the head pivot almost on the spot. Perfect between dining chair legs. Stairs. I hold the main unit in one hand, steady the tube with the other, and bound upwards step by step. After 15 minutes, I feel only a mild forearm burn, not the shoulder ache heavier vacuums cause. What I didn't like. On paper, the ability to park the vacuum upright sounds brilliant. We've all been there. The phone rings, you open the door for a courier, and the wand crashes down the wall. Jigoo's engineers added a latch that locks the floor head when the joint hits a set angle, but that angle is too shallow. One wide sweep and click. The hinge locks, the roller lifts, and the machine glides away on its tiny wheels. Mid-stroke, I have to tap the head with my foot to keep going. During long, rhythmic passes, this gets irritating, especially when I'm trying to glide smoothly across the living room. Second gripe, stability once parked. In its shortest setting, the C200 stands so firm you could rest an umbrella on it. Fully extended, the way I use it at 182 centimeters tall, it's noticeably easier to topple. I set it down, stepped away, and 10 seconds later, heard it crash onto tiles. Thankfully, the plastic is tough. The logo clip popped off, yet the shell stayed scratch-free. Credit to material quality, debit to the parking design. Finally, the dust cup. One latch opens it cleanly into a bin, unless you've sucked up something that clings to the walls. Because the cup isn't removable, you sometimes have to shake or prod it so fine powder lets go. It's minor, but when you're blitzing the flat before surprise guests, every extra gesture stands out. Summary. After 4 weeks, I can confidently say the Jigoo C200 surprised me in a good way. For just under €90, you get a genuine half-hour of runtime, enough power for daily dirt, an excellent LED-lit brush bar, and a removable battery you can charge separately. Rare at this price. The light build means stairs or car interiors don't strain you, and those green LEDs turn ordinary vacuuming into a kind of dust safari. Is it flawless? Of course not. The finicky parking latch breaks your flow, full height stability needs care, and the dust cup could slide out completely to save shaking. Add the love it or hate it brown trim and you have the full picture. Even so, stack the pros against the cons and the scale tilts heavily toward the C200. If you need a second vac for a multi-level home, a grab-and-go tool for the garage, or a quick car cleaning sidekick, this model punches above its price. Remember, gear doesn't have to be expensive to be useful. Thanks for joining the test. Drop your questions in the comments, and a subscription, as always, helps me bring you more straight-talking reviews. Take care and catch you next time.